Hi everybody and welcome to Cut the Kibble. I'm Paula and this is Bella. And no, I'm not in the kitchen today. And I wanted to talk to you about something that is not about cooking food, but I thought it was so important that I wanted to share with you because I'm all about sharing information. Now, I'm not a vet, but I got this information from my vet about my dog and I just want to share it with you. So where do I begin? My dog has been sick for the past little bit here. And I always tell you my dog doesn't go to a vet because my dog doesn't get sick. And I'm still sticking by that. Dogs get sick because of all the crappy kibble that they're given. And my dog does not get sick because she's eating whole food that I know what's going into her body. But she did get sick from a medicine, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So around 2 years ago, she had to get a dental. And I went to a different vet. It's not my vet that I love that told me to home cook 11 years ago. It was a vet that was close by, and I used her because she was close by. And she also had a dental x-ray machine, which is very important. And my other vet at the time did not. So I brought her in. I get a phone call and said, Paula, she has 19 teeth that need to be extracted. And I'm like, oh my God. So they did it. And when I picked her up, the vet came out and said, we gave her an IV of Rimadyl, and I'm giving you some Rimadyl that I want you to give to her. It stops the inflammation in her mouth. I looked at her and I said, well, you never asked if it was okay to give her that. And if you know me, I get really pissed off when a vet arbitrarily gives my dog a vaccine. I could talk about that in a different video. I'm all for vaccines, but something else happened to her about a vaccine or medicine without my permission. This is my child. Okay, the only thing legally you have to do to my dog is give her a rabies shot. Everything else needs to be passed through me. I'm her mom. So anyway, I brought her home. And after the first day, you know, they're all groggy after they've been sedated. She went poop finally. And it was dark, but I thought, you know, this is just probably because of all the crap they had to put in her for surgery and everything. Well, after the third day, her poops were still red, dark I should say. And I said, this isn't right. It's been 3 days. You know, she's eating well. I know what she's eating. There's no reason for her poops to be this dark. So I called the vet, and the vet said, take her off the Rimadyl. She has a bleeding ulcer from the Rimadyl. And she said, some dogs get that. Well, I was really upset because, again, she did not ask my permission to give her the Rimadyl. And she says, from now on, your dog can have no Nasdaz, like no aspirin, because that will also cause a bleeding ulcer. So this was like close to almost 2 years ago. So moving forward here, you know, I came here on March 13th because of COVID. And you know my dog has anxiety. You know my dog was getting mucousy poops because stress in the colon because of anxiety. This is all anxiety, my vet tells me. Well, we got that under control. And then to make a long story short, a few days ago, she started, first of all, you need to know the signs. And now that I look back at it, a week ago, she would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. She sleeps with me, and she would go under the bed. Normally, she would sleep with me until noon if I would ever sleep that late. I never sleep that late. So I was like, one sign, she's under the bed. Okay, when dogs go under the bed, they're not feeling well. And then the next sign I noticed, she was licking the floor like a Hoover vacuum cleaner, licking all over the place frantically licking. I know with my dog, that's a sign that her tummy's not doing well. And then I would take her outside to go potty, and she was trying to eat grass, which I really don't want her to do because um, you know, especially here, there's a lot of wildlife, and she can never get a leptospirosis vaccine anymore because she almost died from that. But that's a different, that's a different video. And then she vomited her food. I gave it to her at 3, and at 10 she vomited it. And the next morning she vomited blood, and that's what freaked me out. It was a Saturday at 11 o'clock, Memorial Day holiday. No vets were open here. I knew the pharmacy was closing at 3 o'clock here, and I freaked. I got so upset. Thank God I called my vet at home, and she was working on Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, and she was so calm and said, "It's okay, Paula. It's just tinged blood, and it's because her gastrointestinal area is just, very upset, and I'm going to give you sucralfate, which will coat the lining." And I got it at the drugstore, and literally within a few minutes, she was no longer, she was no longer vomiting. I should say she was no longer licking the floor. She only vomited once. So I knew it had helped her. And that's what they gave her when she had the bleeding ulcer 2 years ago. And it works. Where am I going with this? So I did talk to the vet yesterday because she finished her sucralfate, and her mucus poops came back yesterday, which is from stress in the colon. And there is a correlation between all this. She is an anxious dog. I've always told you that. She's been coming up here since she's 4 months old, and she always gets the mucus poops here. I mean, when I take her out at night before we go to bed and I'm holding her, I could hear her sniffing. She's like, "Where are all these smells around here?" I mean, we have bear, we have rabbit, we have deer. Who the heck knows what else we have here? So where am I going with this? So the vet says that because she had this bleeding ulcer caused from the medicine, she is now prone to ulcers. And there could be a relationship between her being a stressed dog and having the mucus poops and ulcers. So I just wanted to share with you that you need to have your vet communicate with you. If your dog is going in for some surgery, they need to tell you, these are the medicines that I'm going to give your dog. Are you okay with them? Rimadyl, after I've done research, a lot of dogs can get bleeding ulcers from it. So, and she can no longer get that medicine. And what else did I want to tell you about this video? You need to know the signs that your dog's not feeling well. Are they hiding under the bed? Are they licking the floor? Are they trying to eat grass? Are their poops weird? Meaning, are they pooping once, twice, 3 times the same time you take them out? Are they a different form of poop? Are they slimy, or are they soft? Poop is everything. I wanted to name this, my whole channel, It's All About the Poop, because it really is. You can tell a lot by a dog's poop. Oh, another one, is it smelly? Is the poop smelly? And her poops were smelly during the time that she had this ulcer, not with the mucus poops, but just with the ulcer. So, and also I wanted to say what you need to have in your house, because she was having this ulcer flare-up. The doctor wanted me to give her a special diet. Not because of the mucus poops, she can eat my food, but during the ulcer flare-up, she said just give her beef, ground beef, and rice. Well, I didn't have rice, and I didn't want to go to the store because of COVID, so I was very grateful that my neighbor Gabby, thank you Gabby, had some rice. And the thing about rice, and even if your dog isn't sick, you need to cook your grains much more than normal. So if you cook rice for 20 minutes, you need to cook it for 40 minutes. It needs to be a mushy consistency. You don't want to see the rice. It just should be like mush, and that's good. So the first day I did ground beef, low fat, with the rice. And the second day I added some pumpkin and some egg. And then the third day I added zucchini. I mean, these are basic ingredients that I give my dog every day, minus the rice. I don't give my dog any rice. And now we're back to feeding her normally. And I'm just gonna have to try to keep her non-stressed. I mean, this ulcer she had was almost 2 years ago, and she has not had a flare-up until now. I cannot imagine if my husband came here for a visit. She would just be a nervous wreck. I mean, over the excitement because she loves him so much. And then my son, shout out to Michael, if Michael came here, she would probably die in his arms because of everybody in the family. She loves Michael the most. I mean, how do I know that? Because those are the socks that she wants to have, and she guards those socks. I mean, I'm just a cook to her. Anyway, I'm not a vet, like I said. I just wanted to share information of my experience with my dog and what my vet has told me. If you get anything out of this video, is that you need to have communications with your vet, and they need to tell you what medicines they're going to give your dog if they're going through surgery, and do your own research. Had I known they were going to have done this, I would have said no to Rimadyl. I know also to say no to gabapentin because of all the research I have done and listening to so many people that have had bad side effects with Rimadyl and gabapentin. So that's it. We'll see how things go. Alrighty, I'm still here, sitting on my porch, only going out maybe once every 2 weeks. And here in Virginia, we now, starting today, have to wear masks when we go into closed public places. I'm glad to hear that. I think the whole country should be doing that, but hey, I shouldn't be talking about that. This is all about keeping your dog healthy. Alrighty, take care, everybody.